Shaitanir Rajeem. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. We took a path in which to be nothing and to reach Allah's rida and satisfaction. A reminder always for myself, our path is a circular path. Means the beginning has an end and every end has a new beginning. That we are on a continuous loop of our growth. So it means when we come to the 5 pillars of Islam, each of these are immense oceans of reality. At the end it loops and comes back around. Awliyaullah come into our life to give us examples for us to muhasabah, take an account of ourselves and try to understand where we are. And we put it in a way for us to continuously understand how deep this way is, how deep the path is. So the first point is Islam. You come into Islam, the first point is the Shahada. That you bear testimony that there is no God but Allah and that Sayyidina Muhammad is the messenger of Allah. From that point of belief and witnessing, they direct us then to our Salah, that you have to come on this path and submit ourselves to pray. And they give us the 5 prayers and pray 5 times a day. You have to tame the donkey, you have to put a discipline upon the physicality. The physicality cannot go wild. Allah doesn't need the salah, Allah doesn't need the prayers, it's that we need to pray. By making the salah you discipline the beast, you show who's riding who. If you can't pray, the beast is riding you. If you pray, at least you're attempting to ride the beast. Haven't mastered it, but at least we are attempting, we're on the horse. Allah give us all strength inshaAllah to do better. From this salah it comes now zakah. The concept of zakat is to purify. Allah says, not the meat and the blood that reaches me. When you provide that action it relieves you of your burden. So zakah at this level is 2.5% of whatever you bring in, whatever you sell, whatever came to you. Allah doesn't care about your taxes, your expenses and your deductions. He's above the CRA, not below. Straight from the top you calculate what you made, this is what I owe Allah. This is just the level of Islam. This is not the level of iman and this is definitely not the level of maqam al-ihsan. That salah is not accepted without that zakah. The zakah is what's cleaning, the zakah is a wudu, is a washing, is zaki to purify, so that this salah is passing through the veils of purity. When we move in the material world and we interact in the world and we earn our money and our rizq, it comes with every type of burden. If you don't believe, to have Google what's on a dollar bill, how filthy the actual bill is, how many filthy hands this has passed. As a symbol Allah says, even the currency you have is so filthy. Imagine all the trade and money that you bring, what burdens come with that upon the self. So when people are sick, most of the time you go and find they never paid a zakah in their life. They never thought they owed anyone anything. They themselves were so blessed beyond belief, they don't have to owe anyone. And the source of all their sickness is their zakah. So it's for us an understanding alms and giving charity and giving alms from what we earn, it purifies us. It's not for God, it's for ourselves. Zakat can be in the time that I give of my service, of my ability, of anything that Allah gave through my hands and my ability I give in the way of Allah, that is the source of all blessing. And that's why they described, and the khidmat brings a rahmah. So it means zakah has a tremendous reality.
Welcome to Century 21 AAA Realty. We specialize in commercial and residential properties, including all your financing needs. We are a one-stop shop under one roof.
Owning a home is a keystone of wealth, both financial and emotional. Don't wait for opportunity, create it.
Come meet our award-winning realtors with over 40 years of experience. Call Century 21 AAA Realty.
Nas Window Blinds offers high-quality custom window coverings for both residential and commercial projects. We offer a stunning range of colors and design options. We also provide an on-site measurement and style consultation so that you can be sure you're getting the very best option for your windows. Let us enrich the look, feel, and value of your space with custom window coverings. Call Nas Blinds today.
Rijalullah, they gave their whole life in the way of Allah. You made a trade and a deal, you gave your dunya to them and Allah gave you paradise in exchange. How are you going to get your tickets into paradise? Through an immense struggle. What's the biggest thing worshipped now? What's the biggest fight that anyone could possibly have now? Is the money. Because they worship their money. So it means the zakah has an immense reality, immense, that every difficulty goes with every dollar that you give in the way of Allah and Sayyidina Muhammad, every difficulty and every mushkilat will go. And you see those whom listen to the system, eat and drink from that system, pay into that system, they have no difficulties and the fountain of abundance is flowing from every direction upon them. Those whom their mind is so stuck on everything and trying to use their mind in everything and think they're clever, oh I'll go here and get this, I'll go here and get this, and I'll save $10 here, send $10 there, you saved nothing. You lost all the barakah, and that's why you always have difficulty and your hand is always short in everything you're attempting to do. This way is a miraculous way, it's not meant for your brain, it's not meant for your head to think anything. What's coming is unimaginable, and if you plan on using your head you won't make more than 5 minutes into that time. Those who have no faith, they're going to cause a big problem when these things come. Let them run, we're not in need of them. Those whom want to stay and they're dedicated with their life, قُلْ إِنَّ الصَّلَاةِ وَنُسُكِي وَمَحْيَايَ وَمَمَّاتِي لِلَّهِ رَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ. That I gave my life, my whole wealth and all my belief into that way. Then those rijal will all have an immense faith, immense faith. How Sahabi were with Prophet, not believing, looking for discount, maybe go outside of Medina, maybe I'll go here, maybe I'll go there. Crazy people. They give an abundant way for you to reach reality, so that you see if you're not listening to him, not following his system, then look at what point you stopped on this line. So 90% will stop at that zakah, they don't give it, they don't understand it, they're looking for a bargain. Zakat is not at Costco. And imagine if you have an ability to give to the hand of Sayyidina Muhammad what? Inna alladhina yubayyunaka innama yubayyunullah. We are the people of bay'ah. Where Allah said, take the hand of Prophet was with them, Allah's hand upon that hand. You don't want to give to the hand of Prophet, what are you looking for? InshaAllah you find it. From this zakah, if they doing just the basic Islamic zakah, what happens? They have to now enter into Ramadan Saum. So they come into Ramadan and struggle with the concept of fasting, and that level of fasting is to open up a sense of compassion. There are people who don't eat and drink. What an awful feeling. Watch the news and they say, oh Shaykh, I don't watch the news. Well then your ego has fooled you big time, because the ego doesn't want to see death and doesn't want to see destruction, and they don't like to show that anyone. They want everybody to be happy like a Bollywood movie. But as soon as you watch death and destruction, you begin to pray more, you pay more and you believe more, because death and destruction is right at your door. Sickness is right at the door, every type of difficulty is right at the door. Look at how people don't eat, look at how people who don't drink, they don't have ability, they go through the trash to eat through dead animals and they eat their food through that. Begin to think, oh my God, how awful it is to be hungry, all these difficulties. Then from that sound, now they say, go for your Hajj. Means you're moving now in the direction of Allah at the level of Islam. But that didn't end the journey. They say, I want to make Hajj and everything will be finished, I'll make Hajj at the end of my life. No, make Hajj whenever you can make your Hajj, because your journey just began, it's not over. As soon as you make your Hajj, Allah will send you back the reverse way. If Allah accepts your du'a, if Allah send you to His awliyaullah, they are a Kaaba and a Qibla, and it will be considered that you made Hajj in their presence. Where are you going? Spending all that money and flying far distances, you don't even know what you're making tawaf. Your Kaaba's here. If you don't understand the reality of the Shaykh, how are you going to understand the reality of the Holy Kaaba? You know even what's in there, whose souls are in there? So then the reality of the Hajj is, if Allah accepts your prayer, He'll guide you to His Kaabas and they'll begin to train you. If you're in their training, means you're now under the obligation of Tazkiyah, you're under the obligations to be purified. So now this is a higher level.
Almost 150,000 Canadians a year will use a homeless shelter. These people need food, clothing, and access to basic hygiene. Fatima Zahra Helping Hand is a non-profit organization with the goal of helping the underprivileged in Canada. Along with our active support for recent immigrants and refugees, one of our ongoing initiatives is to feed and clothe the homeless. For more than a decade, we have provided hundreds of thousands of hot meals to some of the most vulnerable and needy. We continue these efforts with several monthly initiatives. For more information or to donate, please visit our website, nurmuhammad.com.
So now from that Kaaba, my Hajj is really beginning. Go to my living Kaabas. Now they're going to teach you at all times, because now you're coming back on these 5 points. You made your 5 points this way, we're coming back to the reality of these 5 points. So from that Hajj they take you to be purified. So the Sufi way is the way of Tazkiyah and purification. They say, what is Tazkiyah? Tazkiyah is that at all times you're fasting. So now the Psalm opened up its reality. You thought on the top it was a state of hunger. As soon as they flipped you around the Kaaba and sent you back, no, this has nothing to do with hunger. This has to do with a lifelong commitment of fasting. The company, they will teach you, fast with your ears at all times, because the ears are the door to your soul. How are you going to open up all this reality if you're continuously listening to all confusions? Especially now, there's so much confusion coming upon the earth, they actually want you to stop listening, stop hearing. That begin to now what? Fast with your eyes, in which you stop seeing. That, Ya Rabbi, my eyes are just seeing deceit and lies everywhere, amongst the shaykhs, amongst television, amongst all modalities. As a lesson in training, close your eyes. This world of form is now under a great magic spell coming. Close your eyes and fast, live a life in which you close your eyes and meditate and contemplate for your real understanding, for the real lesson, for what's really happening. Then you begin to train yourself that these eyes don't need to see that much, I begin to meditate with my eyes. You begin to fast with your breath, be conscious of your breath, be conscious of your energy. Fast with your sense and your touch. That you become subtle and you can feel energies, you can feel vibrations, you can feel something negative and you can feel something positive. Means all the 5 senses will be activated by their training. It's there, if you want it, train. That's why they said last night, keep quiet. If you don't have anything to give, don't give out false information. If you're not somebody who sees, don't speak. Keep a path of silence and solitude. in the silence and solitude they can take your seed and bury it in the Muhammadan reality so that that seed becomes a tree. But if you have to identify yourself, propagate yourself and show yourself at all times, that seed will never be a tree. Don't compare yourself with the shaykh because he's a tree now, and as a result he's been ordered by Prophet to propagate, because on his tree has many fruits, and this with the wind this fruit can be blown all over the world and will be sent everywhere. But if it's not a tree, it's just a seed blowing everywhere, and your destiny that you want won't be achieved. They don't care, do whatever you want to do in the end. But if you want to reach to that reality, isolate, become nothing. If you're nothing, then that sound will begin to bring its power. So after the sound, what happens? Now you're on your journey back, you're gonna come to the real zakah, right? So now you fasted with all senses, they now take you into the ocean of real zakah. This ocean of zakah begins to blossom itself and teach you, this is the ocean of Kawthar. And they begin to teach that in your life pray unto Allah and sacrifice. You want this Kawthar or you playing? If you're playing, go somewhere else, we don't care. You want the Kawthar, pray unto your Lord and sacrifice. They don't want your money, they don't want your property, they want now you put your head. Sacrifice yourself. The money was for the beginner on the top. If you made it through that gate and you look at the lives of the shaykhs who are talking to you, not just somebody who thinks he inherited something from the shaykh. The one who really inherited, he gave his entire being to the shaykh. Anything he inherited, he gave it all to the shaykh. If you see everything multiplied back because it went through them and Allah sent it back halal. We make the whole world to chase after these awliyaullah. But they didn't get there like that, they gave everything. They emptied out all their accounts in their way. Means that they gave everything, they reached to that reality in which they sacrificed now themselves. Means how do we sacrifice ourselves? Is to be of service. That my time and my ability, my entire being is for that way. It's for the propagation of the love of Sayyidina Muhammad, the love of the Divinely Presence, that I want to live a life of service. And that's why they would take in other practices a vow of poverty. Same reality. So it means the Kawthar at this reality, they learned a life in which to sacrifice themselves. Their whole life was about being of service. When Allah accepts and make them to be now mukhlis. When you're mukhlis, shaitan has no hand on you. He can make things dirty but Allah is mahfuz, will guard you and avenge you. These whom drinking from the Kawthar, their realities begin to come alive as a result of that zakah. Now these awliyaullah throw them into the ocean of salah. And that's the hadith, that how do you pray? Pray as if you see Allah. So they must have reached a point in which they pray and they see Allah. Not only they see what Allah want them to see in their heart, but they see Allah in everything looking back at them. Every beatific reality looks back at them and they know it to be Allah. That Allah nazar upon them, love upon them, lights upon them is the deep ocean of that reality of salah. Not the salah from the top which was an imitation, but they took you into the ocean of the reality of salah after you've been cleaned and washed with the zakah, dressed with the Kawthar. So that now when you come back to the Shahada, it's a real Shahada. Anyone from a court of law knows that you cannot bear witness to something you have not seen. So the first one was not a true bear witness, that was the bear witness of a child, that okay, I accept there's no God but God and that Sayyidina Muhammad is a messenger. But this level of reality, they pray in the ocean of reality. At that time in their tahiyyat, As-salamu alayka ayyuhan nabi, and they seeing Prophet in their salah. And their salah and their shahada is real. And then these are the real ones whom they achieved what Allah wanted to achieve, and that cycle is an eternal cycle. And they go higher and higher and higher in their darajats. They point these out for us to understand that where do we think we are? Are we achieving at these levels that Allah wants for us, or are we still stuck at the beginning, or are we near the finish line? We pray that Allah inspire us to more and more of these realities, more and more to achieve what Allah wants us to achieve. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifoon wa salaamun al mursaleen walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Bi hurmati Muhammad al-Mustafa wa bi siri Surat al-Fatiha.
سيدي محمد يا حبيبي.